Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to the Bianconerizone live show, the Live at 5. My name is Julian Gennady, and we have some hot topics to get to today regarding Juventus. As we all know, the World Cup is still going on, so we'll talk about that at the end. But as we all know, there is a lot of financial investigations going on at the club right now. Every media outlet is saying their own thing, whether it's true or it's not. We have Alejandro, who basically runs our Twitter account. He is the investigative sleuth that has been going on every single newspaper website he knows, or even just the physical copy of the paper, going through everything and saying, no, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, that makes kind of sense. So kudos to him. Go to our Bianconerizone Twitter account to follow all the latest updates. And maybe later today, during the live show, whoever has the stones to come on, we can have a chat about it. I might put the link in the description or in the chat to offer anybody who wants to come on and chat the Juventus investigative situation. And today, the main topic is, as you see on the thumbnail, it is Max Power. So that's obviously in regards to Max Allegri, our coach, getting even more power than he had previously. And yeah, we'll get into that discussion, because that was not what I was expecting on a Monday morning. Let me tell you that, on a beautiful December Monday morning. Yeah, like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please, if you want, let me know in the comments or in the chat, and if you want to hop on, and I'll gladly send you the link, and we'll have a discussion about what we're about to talk about, and that is Max Power. Whatever Sky Italia said today, here we go. Allegri will have a different role at Juventus, a coach with more powers like Alex Ferguson at Man United. They discredited him. It's Sir Alex Ferguson. He's been knighted. He will be the point of reference for the technical area, assisted by sporting director Cherubini. This news came directly from John Elkann. Wow. So this is what we're going to talk about for the majority of this portion of the show. I get it. I get the obvious take is, yeah, because who else is left in terms of making decisions that you would trust? Max Allegri and Cherubini both put in the resignations as soon as the fiasco started I think it was last Monday now. But they were told, Allegri and Cherubini were told to stay. They were told to stay, and they were told to right the ship. That the board members, Agnelli, Nedved, blah, 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 all left behind them. So, me, as a Juventus fan, seeing how we perform on the pitch, I'm saying, no, this is not the right answer. But me thinking big picture, this is the right answer because we got nobody else to fall to. Are we finally going to get Isco? Are we finally going to get Saponara? Probably not. This is what's going to happen from what I see. Sir Alex Ferguson used to go to his board and say, I want this player, that player, this player. And Manchester United's board would go and get these players, or at least similar profiles. Like, no doubt about it. Allegri might not... Like, I think in the summer he had the same kind of... What's it called? Same kind of situation as well. Like, he might wanted a secondary forward to back up Vlahovic. He got that in Milik. I don't know if he said Milik directly, but he probably did. Same with Paredes. I don't know if he said Paredes' name directly, but he's like, I need a regista or a backup with experience. So they went and got Paredes. So I think it's going to be even more hands-on now, which is kind of crazy. So if Allegri walks down into Cherubini's office, says, I need a right wing back, and I need him to have Serie A experience, and I need him to be an international player. Cherubini goes through his list, and he says, does Joachim Mali work? Allegri says yes. They go for Joachim Mali from Atalanta, the Danish guy. I don't know how much power, like that's a lot of power, but at the end of the day, it's still Cherubini who's going to make these decisions. And Unholy Fun makes a great point. He says Ferguson always contacted the players, like he called them up and himself, and he doubts that Allegri is going to do that. I doubt that as well. I don't think Max Allegri is going to call Joachim Miley. Like when Sir Alex Ferguson called you, it was like I'm calling. I'm going to call Ruud van Nistelrooy. And he came. I don't think Max Allegri's doing that. And then he said Axel Witsel. We might get Axel Witsel. He looked really good in the World Cup. That's sarcasm. I'm kidding. Anyway, but what does everyone think about this? What does everyone think about Max Allegri taking more power and more responsibility into the transfer window moving forward in the technical area? I'm not sure. Like, we're screwed regardless right now because we don't have any people in proper positions. So for this January window, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not even expecting Meili at this point. I'm not expecting anyone to come through that door in January. That could change, obviously. I might have thrown my own jinx on it like I did last year. But I don't think Max Allegri is going to have any influence on this January transfer market. And with that being said, a new board will be hired, I guess. Will be chosen in January anyway. So, Anas, shut up. Like, anyway, in January, a new board will be chosen for Juventus, and I'm thinking in the summer things might change. But again, we're going to be in so much investigation financially that I don't think we're going to do anything anytime soon in terms of market transactions. And that's why you see Elkann Jr. being extended, and that's why you see Mulazzi being extended, and that's why you're seeing all these young players being extended. And gear up and giddy up for some young kids playing in the future. I know lots of Juventus fans are on board with that. I know lots of Juventus fans are not on board with that as well. I fall into a middle ground there. Like, if the young player deserves to play, like Elkann Jr. showed, play him. If it's Mulazzi, he should stay where he is. But Max Allegri is going to have a big task coming up in these upcoming transfer windows for however long he has this power for, because who knows how long he has this power for, to decide what he wants to do next or what he wants on the field for him. I doubt Max Allegri is going to go call up Joao Felix and say, hey, you want to come to Juventus? I doubt it. I don't think that's going to happen. He probably wants another type of player. And we're just going to have to live with that for now. So again, what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think about Max's new power, or added power at least. I'll address Anas now saying, haha, Morocco won against Canada. Great. My dog's sleeping. But great. Good for Morocco. They sucked in the second. Canada outplayed them in the second half. And because of a goalie who's 35 years old, screwed us in the first 20 minutes. So congratulations, you won. Go lose to Spain tomorrow. Anyway, back to Juventus and Max Allegri's power. I think it's a little early to decide what kind, like, I don't know. Let's move on for now. We'll get back to it. Let's talk about Ronaldo, because I don't think anybody on this channel, I know Justin did a daily video yesterday. Welcome back, Justin, by the way. Justin did a daily video on Ronaldo, so go check that out. But I'll read what happened, because I don't think anyone's come live. And spoken about Ronaldo and what he's expected now, and interacted with you chatters. So this is from Fatto Quotidiano. Ronaldo has asked the Turin prosecutor's office for the Juventus investigation documents, but has come up empty-handed because he does not have the qualifications to receive them. So Ronaldo tried to big time himself and thinks he's above law, and he tried to go into basically legal headquarters and see where his money is. I'll continue. Cristiano would remain in possession of 3 private contracts, with which, after renouncing 4 months' salary, he ensured to recover 3 of them, both if he remained in black and white, so a loyalty bonus, and if he left, the incentive to leave. He would have collected anyway, and very soon he could ask to collect that money, which amounts to just under 20 million. So, I don't think this happened at all, by the way. I don't think Ronaldo did this at all. I don't know who this source is. No idea who that is. Anyway, I don't think he went to the Juventus, not the Juventus, the Torino prosecutor's office. He went down there and said, "Hey, am I missing any money? am, I, am I owed any money?" He has so much money that he just doesn't. He needs this 20 million, even if he's right or even if he's owed it. Does he need it? No, like he doesn't even know, and I doubt this even happened. That's a crazy report that came out. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Whenever Justin commented on it, Ronaldo, just mind your business. Go find your next team. Go make your 200 million with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, and just pipe down. If that actually happened, which I don't think it did. Pass 1G says we will now have a super defensive manager with more defensive power. Yeah, you'd hope so. Listen, if he's gonna have more power, he's gonna load up on what he knows best. Is he going to get another defensive-minded midfielder, another proper right wing back that's better than Cuadrado? I don't know what he's going to be allowed to do, by the way. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know what kind of signings he's going to do or what kind of recommendations he's going to provide Cherubini in terms of going after a player. But again, they won't be 22 years old. They will be 27 years old, cost efficient, could get them on loan. Maybe they go after Fiorentina's Amrabat. That'd be pretty cool. Even though Liverpool's after him right now, but why not? He's had a decent World Cup because they're not out yet, but we'll see. We'll see what Allegri has cooking, because we know Juventus is so tight-lipped about things. Well, in the past, when Paratici was on board, that we knew what he wanted because of a what's it called? A napkin that he wrote names on. That's the only way we knew what we was gonna, or what he wanted, or what the club wanted. Paratici wanted Sobzalai, he wanted Chiesa and Zaniolo and there are other names. So obviously, Allegri's never going to do that. His recommendations will be Milik, lifetime contract, like I see in the chat. Axel Witz will go give me him. Okay, let's play this game. There's 30 people in the chat. Let's play this game. I'm sure people will answer. Let's play the game. Who is Max Allegri going to request first? Let's do a serious one that he's going to request first, and then let's do a fun one. So I'll read out funny answers in a bit, but let's, in the chat, put who Max Allegri is going to request first. Seriously. And then who do you think, who will he never request? That should be fun. I'm going to go answer or read Motasim's comment now. He is becoming what Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal, except Allegri gives youngsters absolutely no chance unless he's forced to. Yes, Arsene Wenger did give like Nasri, Van Persie, Fabregas. He did give a lot of players their chance early on in their careers. Max Allegri's not going to do that at all. James Tonin says he will be his own demise. Maybe. Again, this is the first time we know of that he's going to be actively asking for players. Like actual players, according to this report. Again, this could be bullshit, and he may not even have this power. But apparently the news came directly from John Elkann. Hey, knock, knock, Max, all the players are coming back tomorrow. By the way, in January, or before that, start making your list now. Talk to Cherubini and say, hey, I want these players. Okay. Crazy Ray saying, in the winter, we need a right wing back and a center back. Yep, I agree. Hanin saying, we need a sporting director fast. I agree. Because Cherubini is a talent identifier, I will say. He is a young player's... No, a talent identifier in terms of young, prospering players. That's what Cherubini is. In terms of ready-made players that we need right now, like a Joachim Miley, let's say. Or I'm just throwing out the name because I'd rather him than Rick Karsdorp. But we don't have a sporting director that can identify those type of players. Or get them on good deals. Jockey Bro saying Morata again. Saad is saying Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. I think that's a dream. That's out the door now. With all these investigations, there's no chance we can get Milinkovic-Savic. I think it's too sketchy at this point. Jerry is saying my disappointment is unmeasurable and my day is completely ruined. This news was like an arrow to my throat, and I'm going to die choking on my own blood and excruciating pain. Jerry, my man, it's okay. We don't know if this is true. For your sake, I hope it's not true. Oh my goodness. Haneen saying she can only think of SMS that Max Allegri would specifically recommend and require us to get. Motasem saying Storaro back is the first request. Oh my goodness, too funny. It'd be really funny if he actually did request Storaro and that we sold him again, and then everyone got pissed off again. Crazy Ray saying Inditsa and Frimpong seem like good options. Frimpong may be expensive, so I'd settle for Meili. Yeah, I did that breakdown, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago. I did a breakdown live of potential wingbacks that Juventus could bring in, and statistically, it looked like Frimpong was the best fit in terms of the best option we've been linked to. Inditsa is also cost effective and youngish. Now, let's put this into example. If Allegri is going to be the super max Allegri with more power, is he going to say, yeah, I want Evan Inditsa. Yeah, I want Jeremy Frimpong. Like, is he going to do that? Does he know who Jeremy Frimpong is? Does Max Allegri know who those two players are? So, with this new information on the right side of our screens here, do you trust Allegri to make decisions? I trust Allegri. Hold on, because I'm still Allegri out, by the way. But right now I'm Allegri in because we're in a tailspin right now. Right now, I trust Allegri to, after he's had players for a while, to get the best out of them. After a while. Not at the beginning, because we know how that usually goes. He has to experiment and everything. But after a while, he seems to get what makes the team work. I don't know if he can identify a player that would fit his system, though. I don't know. I don't think he can. I personally don't think he can. Mohammed is saying Allegri for president. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. That's not going to happen, though. Anas is saying he will request a new center back. The funny one is Pereira. Oh, Roberto Pereira. The guy from Udinese. Modestum is saying, seriously, Di Maria's extension will be the first request. That could be his first request, but Di Maria is gone. I'm sorry. And I'm sticking by that, even if whatever happens in the World Cup. Di Maria's not staying here. He's gone after the season. And again, are we going to replace a right winger, or are we going to replace an attacker? It depends on what style of play he wants. Okay, let's base it off that now. My mind just changed. If Allegri wants to play a 3-5-2, he'll have a better understanding and a better communication with Cherubini to get a player that will address his need of what the next formation is or what formation he's going to play with. Because maybe in the summer, those Nedved, Arrivabene, Cherubini were watching training, and Allegri had the team in a 4-3-3, and the three management, our people in management were watching and saying, okay, let's go get a winger. Or let's address this. Let's address maybe Memphis Depay can come in. Now with Allegri having more say, he can go and say, well, I'm thinking about doing a 3-5-2. I want a big striker up top and a nice a secondary forward playing off of him. So get me Memphis Depay. By the way, Allegri's never getting Memphis Depay. He's never recommending that. But I'm just saying as an example. Justin Foles is saying, not going to lie, I was pretty disappointed with Dusan. I know he came off injury, but he was hard to watch other than the last game. If you're talking about the World Cup, I would not look any further into it. He scored his first World Cup goal. Good for him. That's what you can take from that. He had so many rumors swirling around him about personal matters. He's coming off an injury. He's the second man to Mitrovic in that Serbian national team, and he scored a goal still. So you know what? Good for him. Good for him scoring a World Cup goal. Go get your rest. Come back. I don't really take anything from his World Cup campaign. Jerry is saying, I can already see the formation see the peak 8-0-1 formation with Pereira and Sturaro. Oh, and Lamina as a wing. Okay, to be honest, we had that and we won the Scudetto, by the way. We had Pereira, Sturaro, and Lamina, and we won a Scudetto. So, like, I'm not trying to back Allegri. I'm just trying to have some banter here. Stephanie says, oh boy. Haneen says, I don't trust him at all regarding the Mercato. Again, if it allows him to have more connection with the board in terms of getting players that would suit what he wants right away, at least he'll get a player in those positions. I don't trust him to, like, again, if he was going, we saw in the summer, it was Depay or Milik. He got Milik. Is Depay the better overall player? Yes. Does Milik fit what Allegri wants to do? Yeah. So, do we blame him at this point? Probably, because we should probably be playing better football in general. But for what he wants, Milik was what he got. And he's made the best out of a weird decision. Jockey Bro saying Caceres still plays for Uruguay. Yep. I think he's still in Serie A, Caceres. I think he's on one of the shit teams. Justin Foles is asking me, what player do you want to see come to Juve that we are linked with? Sergei Milinkovic-Savic I want. But again, I don't, like, we were linked with him, but then we got investigated and people quit. Or people got fired. So now I have no idea. Now I don't know. I don't see anybody coming in January. That's my honest opinion. Whether that changes or not, it remains to be seen. Please like the video if you haven't already. And again, give me your thoughts on the news on the right-hand side of your screens. How do you feel after this? Kamal Vidal says, good news is Allegri loves Juventus. Great. I love Juventus too. What does that mean? Like, if I love Juventus and I want this player and he doesn't work out, who cares? No Juventus fan cares. Like, you need to hit on especially in the unknown now. If we're getting in transfers, they all have to hit. Especially now that we're in the unknown territory of what's happening next in our management, we cannot miss any transfer that we have the ability to do. If we have $5 million to spend on a right wing back, you better get the best damn right wing back that's worth $5 million. You cannot miss that, because there might be transfer bans coming. There might be sanctions coming for even more money, and you can't pay. There might be European sanctions on us where we can't play in Champions League or Europa League, and then you don't get money from that competition and you can't spend any more money. So if we do happen to have the ability to sign someone in January, which I still think we do not. If we have the opportunity to sign someone in January, you can't miss. And if we are lucky enough to be able to sign people in the summer, and there's chances to sign good players in the summer, you can't miss, because you don't know the future now. Mazin says, smash the like button. You're darn right, Mazin. You're darn right. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon in Canada. Jerry saying, I missed one. Motsam saying, that player Rafa from Benfica is who I want at Juventus more than SMS. Yeah, he's pretty creative. Did he make the national team? I forget. Oh, yeah. No, he didn't. But, yeah, he was good. Well, he was good both times against Juventus, and he was decent in the Champions League. He's a good player. Depending on his cost. Again, we can't miss in the market now. We can't afford to. Like Paredes, that was a miss because he's hurt and we didn't use him properly. So I consider that a miss. Who else was a miss in January or in the summer? Right now, Pogba's a miss. We can't afford those in the future now. Jerry saying the only player I want Juventus to sign is this formidable striker from Italy called Allegri. Oh, okay. Tashit Kanam is saying giving Allegri more power will finally show us how good or bad Allegri is. Pure Allegri coming up. Let's see what flavor he can offer, if any. I don't think. What's the most bland flavor? Is it just nothing? Like if you cook chicken and you just put it in on the stove, I think that's what Allegri cooks with. That's his flavor. It's just bland. It tastes like nothing. Still good. Still good. Like you can still eat it, but it's just nothing. Justin Foles is saying we should go for more young players. All the big clubs are making 20, 30 million signings, and then you see the players turn into gems. Yep. A big regret. I don't think we were ever in the conversation for this player, but a big regret I have from because we were linked with him by tertiary sources, but Enzo Fernandez was linked to Juventus from tertiary sources, and if we had even the slightest chance to get him for 16 million euros, and we didn't get him, then poo-poo to our management. Kamal saying, bro, even if we are guilty about the salaries issue, I believe we will pay only a fine, not ban anything. We have to see what happens. We have to see what happens in the future because, the fact that Romeo Grassi tweeted out that we did not make our balance sheets correct, like schoolboy stuff, and we were hiding stuff or trying to put it into the next season's balance sheet, that's not right. That's forgery. That's fraudulent. You can't do that. So we will see what happens. But I agree with you. We should not be relegated because that's crazy. Over 15 million euros in salaries. But in terms of keeping up with in the transfers, yeah, I think you can get sanctioned for that. Oops. I went too fast there. Jockey Bro saying Gatti's still looking like a miss for now, but I have faith he'll be okay for us. Honestly, he's the third best defender in the best defense in the league. I don't, and it's his first top flight season. I can only see Gatti getting better from here, and he was 7 million euros. So I think that is not a miss yet. We'll see in the future, but I think it's not a hit either. By the way, it's just fine. That's a fine signing. Excuse me. Justin Foles is saying Musa, Robinson, Mudryk, and Buchanan. Yeah. Musa, by the way, he's miles better than McKennie, but he's probably going to go to a really good team. And Anthony Robinson, I think he'll probably leave Fulham at some point. He'll go to a mid-table team somewhere else. Mudryk going to Arsenal. Buchanan not coming to Juventus. Although that'd be great. Stephanie saying those crackers they give out at church is bland to me. Yeah, the Eucharist. The whole Eucharist. Doesn't have much taste. Jerry, just remember good old Conte won a Scudetto with 102 points in Deschilla, Estigarribia, and Maurizio Isla as regular starters. Allegri can't even win with our stacked team apart from Quadrado and Sandro, which are both free agents at the end of the season. So they'll be gone. So will Di Maria. Not sure about Pinsolio if he's going to leave. I think there's one more free agent. I can't remember right now. Hanin saying Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez. Wish we got them. We need someone who does those type of moves. For the Julian Alvarez one, we were never in the race because Man City was always going to get him. That was their priority, and when Man City has a priority, they're getting that. They're winning that battle. So I think Julian Alvarez was the perfect replacement of Sergio Aguero in terms of flexible attacker that can fit into a system. I think Julian Alvarez has showed that at the World Cup, playing alongside Messi and outperforming Lautaro Martinez. Inter players have had a shocking tournament besides Denzel Dumfries. I think Brozovic has not been good. Obviously, Lukaku sucked. Martinez sucked. Anyway, but for the Enzo Fernandez one, he went to Benfica. And I get it. That's where you learn and you grow as a player, and you get more game time. You get more serious game time in the Champions League and their domestic league. You're exposed to playing against Porto, Sporting, some good teams. And obviously in the Champions League, they played against PSG, Juventus. I get the allure of that. And I get that their coach, what's his name again? Schmidt or something? He's progressive in the way he plays. So I understand why Enzo Fernandez went to Benfica, but if we had any sort of sniff on Enzo Fernandez and we passed up paying 16 million or whatever it was for him, I'd be really pissed off. I would be super pissed off. But again, we have no idea. Justin Foles is saying Inter are preparing a 20 million euro bid for Robinson. Okay, let them waste their money. That's a waste of money. I'm sorry. I liked Robinson in that tournament, but 20 million euros, they don't even have that much money, do they? And Tish is saying Cuadrado, no, leaving. Yeah, he'll probably leave at the end of the year. We're not going to re-sign him. Not at that wage, by the way. And then Justin says, Allegri's like Kanye West. Oh, jeez. He ain't what he used to be. We see him starting to make bad choices, and eventually when he messes up, he'll be gone. Oof. Kamal says, I can't wait to see 3 new signings for me in January. Real Chiesa, Paul Pogba, and that English kid. I believe it'll be difficult. It'll be difficult Juventus. Sorry, I had trouble reading that one. Yeah, they're all going to be fit. Well, the team returns to training tomorrow. Everyone is coming back except for the World Cup players and Paul Pogba. But we've seen Paul Pogba on social media, various social media outlets, working out, doing his thing. His knee looks fine to me, doing all those types of workouts. So, yeah, I agree with you. We're going to be a totally different team, and I think we're expecting it. Now, okay, and here's the $1 million question. We ended the calendar year of 2022 on a 6-game winning streak, and we haven't conceded in that time, or whatever. Since the Milan game, since match day, 8. We haven't conceded in the league. And we've played Inter, we've played Lazio, we've had some tough away games against shit teams, but we haven't conceded, and we've won them all, projecting us into a top 3. What formation are we playing with January 4th against Cremonese with everybody available? Let's just, for the most part, I'm going to pretend everybody's available, because yes, Sandro is not playing right now, but I'm sure he'll be fine in a month because it's still a month away. I'm sure Di Maria will be, he has a quad problem, but he'll be fine. Illing Jr. will be back. Pogba will be back, Kamal said. Chiesa he'll be fully fit. There's no excuse now not to finish in the top 4. I don't care what's going on behind the scenes, but what are we playing? Are we going to stick with a 3-4 or a 3-5-2? What happens to Di Maria if we keep with a 3-5-2? Because Di Maria is definitely not a secondary forward. I've seen that in the last 3 games leading up to this World Cup. Is Chiesa now going to be wasted? because he doesn't have a true position in a 3-5-2 besides wing back, but the fans don't want him to play wing back. Which I agree with. I don't want to play wing back either because he's so exciting going forward. Are we going to be still defensively responsible in a 3 in the back, continuing the rest of the season? With Alexandro, Gleison Bremer, and Danilo. Is that a back 3 that has sustainable success? A lot of things to think about because I'm sure the first game, I don't want to make any grand accusations here, but I'm sure the first game we'll win. We'll continue our winning streak against Cremonese. How's Vlahovic going to be? What happens now, because Moise Kean's on fire, he's just a player of the month in Serie A. I don't think anyone congratulated him, by the way, but good for him. Player of the month in Serie A, coming into the calendar year 2023. What's his role? What's Milik's role now? Is he going to change the formation because all these players are back, or is he going to keep what was working? I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what happens. Obviously, tomorrow, Giovanni Albanese is not going to tweet out, they trained in a 3-5-2 today. No, you don't have any center backs available. You didn't train shit. You didn't train any game shit. Tomorrow we're gonna see the guys warming up again. That's what we're gonna see tomorrow. But when Brazil eventually stop playing, when France are out, or they stop, they make it to the final. Same with Argentina, and these players come back from their vacations. What's going to happen? Kamal says solution is to play the same system like Spurs, 3 at the back, 3 up front. So, Kamal, you know Max Allegri. Everyone knows Max Allegri. He's been here, 6.5 years now. 2 spells. Do you think Max Allegri is going to play 3 at the back and 3 up front? I sure don't. I would love to. I would love to try something like that, but I don't. That is not Max Allegri. That is not him whatsoever. Jerry says, Allegri is just like that ex that cheated on you, and the board is the typical simp. Just because he was happy with her in the past, he still forgives her. After so much damage, she's done. Jerry has PTSD with Allegri. You should come on again, and Jerry should come on again with Alejandro and Misak. Motasem is saying, Juventus is becoming like a secret society cult. It feels like they're hiding everything. I have a feeling that Pogba injury, for example, is bigger than what we know. Honestly, I don't think Pogba's injury is bigger because he had the surgery. I've seen him on social media with the physiotherapist and that coming back. I think he made a poor choice. He made a poor choice in order to risk being available for the World Cup. It clearly seems like France doesn't need him anyway. So they already got Juventus' best French midfielder with them. So at the end of the day, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what. It'll be very interesting to see. Again, we have to see who's fit and who's healthy because that's the number one. That will be our number one reasoning for why we play how we play, as it has been since the start of the season. But if everybody's fit and available, does he continue a 3-5-2 or does he change it to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1? Whatever. Does he change it at all? And now that he has more power, circling back, long-winded circle back to our topic of the day. Now that he has more power in the transfer mercato, is he going to select players or suggest recommended players that will somehow fit what he wants to do? Or is he going to get more flexible players that have that can play multiple positions? How do you identify that? How does Max Allegri going to identify that? Do we trust Max Allegri to identify those players? Like I said, I don't think he knows who Jeremy Frimpong is. Do I blame him? Not really. That's not really his job. So why are we giving him so much influence on this? Does he have the same status as a Sir Alex Ferguson? No, he doesn't. So why are we suggesting that he does this with similar style to Sir Alex Ferguson and Man United? Why is this suggested? That's why I don't believe this report 100%. I kind of do because there's no one left, but I don't in the same aspect because I don't think Max Allegri kind of wants to do that either. If this is the reason how we get Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, then I'm all on board. I don't care because I want that guy. I know people are Juventus fans. Or I saw on social media, I saw a bunch of Juventus fans saying, "Oh, Milinkovic-Savic sucks. Rabiot broke him. Blah blah blah." Like, shut up. There's a bunch of you guys. He's fine. Don't worry about him. We need to dominate Serie A again before we can talk about Champions League and all that stuff. Get talented players. A couple more comments and then we might shut it down here. It's been 45 minutes. Should we talk? No, we talked about the World Cup a bit. Like the video if you haven't already, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. So, Kamal says, what I like about Allegri is he's so flexible in terms of formation. Okay. Sure, he's flexible. But the performances show how there's no idea linked to what he's doing in formations. If he stuck with a formation throughout the injury-ravaged start of the season, would there be more chemistry and would there be more of a chance to succeed? We don't know because he didn't do that. He changed the formations almost every game. He has, like, no question about that. He tried to get the best out of players, but we had a shit start to the season. Like, it was horrible. At one point, we had 7 wins in 18 games. So just because he puts players out in a 4-4-2-1 game and then a 3-5-2 the next game and then a 4-3-3 the next game, I wouldn't consider that he's so flexible. I think he just did that because he thought it would be best and he had the players at his disposal. If he won a bunch of those games while doing that, then sure, I would say I would agree with you. But I don't quite necessarily agree with that. Jerry says, would definitely come again. And yes, this 8-0-1 formation still haunts me in my dreams. Wayne Brewster says, Allegri is scared to take risk with formations. I think you're going back to the 3-4-3 comment I made that he'll never do that, and he will never do that. Teds in Luna says, the thing I love most about Allegri is that he's not the manager of my team. What team do you support, Teds? And then we'll wrap it up there. That actually made my night. Good job. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. It's been 45 minutes or so. Tomorrow, I think I might have a guest with me. It might be Alejandro. Might be joining me tomorrow on a live. We'll talk more about the upcoming future scheduling for Juventus. I believe we still have a game December 18th against Arsenal. If all things, like if our board members don't matter about that game, then we're playing against Arsenal. So Teds and Luna support Brentford. We'll take Ivan Toney from you guys, and we'll send you Juan Cuadrado for Ivan Toney. How's that? Deal? But yeah, we'll go over that. We'll go over the upcoming schedule. Like I said, we'll go over more of the investigations going on because there's news trickling out every single moment of the day with regards to that. On Fridays, we're going to try and change something up. It's not quite this Friday or the Friday after, But going into the new year, we're gonna change Fridays up, and we're gonna try to have them more interactive with the chat and more games more fun games to do. So stay tuned for that. Ted says no deal. Tony is all we have. Nah, you got like Damsgaard, who barely plays. You got some stuff going there, Teds. But thank you. I appreciate you coming to Juventus chat. Love that. So honorary Bees fan, or I think you guys are called the Bees. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest stuff. We still have some Juventus players in the World Cup, so continue to watch them and support them. We'll see you next time on the channel. Ciao.